On this episode of System Integrators Weekly, SIs are coming out with new products, and we're going to check them out to see who is innovating better. All that and more on this episode of System Integrators Weekly. Let's go, nerds! This episode of System Integrators Weekly. What is that? No, this right here. What is this? Have you not activated Windows? Really? How do you deal with this? Like, looking at everything, it's just right there. Look, I know you can use Windows without activating it, okay? I understand that because retail keys for Windows can be really expensive. No! But you don't have to get a retail key for Windows. The sponsor of today's video is CDK Deals, and they offer OEM keys for a fraction of the price. Like, seriously, I've even got a code for you guys, Bray25, where you can get an additional discount over their already discounted price. I mean, skip going to Whataburger a couple times and you can pay for your Windows key. In any case, it may seem a bit weird that because I cover pre-built PCs, I have had for the last, more than half a year, I've had CDK Deals as a steady sponsor and supporter of the channel. It may be odd because system integrators usually will provide a Windows key for you when you buy a pre-built PC or a custom PC built for you. However, there are a couple of options, like say this one right here, Build Redux, where you can go remove OS, no software support, or you can go with AVAdirect. And the second page you can choose, it actually by default has no operating system key. And it costs you at minimum $106 to get it. When you could just spend around 15 bucks and you're activated. You get all your customization options, no more watermark showing, you're done. Awesome. These are actually for OEM keys. Now I keep saying OEM, what does that mean? OEM means that it is not like the retail key where you can use it on multiple computers because it's a key that's locked to your Microsoft account. An OEM key is locked to your computer that you use it on. So yes, that means that you can't use it on the next computer you get, which you do how often? Right. So, better to just get an OEM key, spend your 15 bucks, and you're on your merry way. Something to keep in mind is these guys, AVAdirect, will install Windows on your system, just not activate it. And they'll install Windows 11 Home. That means when you go to cdkdeals.com, through the link in the description to go get Windows, make sure that you get the key for Windows 11 Home. Whatever key you get from CDK Deals needs to match the operating system that you have installed if Windows is already installed. If it's not already installed and you need to get Windows to install it, go to the link in the description where it says, here's how to do it, because I made a whole video on how to download Windows Media Installer and run the install, and then use CDK Deals to activate it. So once you've gotten it installed, you just go to CDK Deals through the link in the description here. You buy whichever one is appropriate for your operating system, Windows 10 Pro, Windows 10 Home, Windows 11 Pro, or Windows 11 Home. Make sure you match that up or else you have to just install over that installation of Windows to get it working. Once you've done that, you buy your key and then you use code BRAY25 to get 30% off. Thank you CDK Deals for continuing to support the channel. Hello everyone, I am Brayathorn. Welcome to System Integrators Weekly, where it's an exciting time to get into computers. And I say that because the manufacturers that are out there, you know, your GPU manufacturers, NVIDIA, AMD, and of course, Intel, if they'd stop delaying it, and then your CPU manufacturers, AMD and Intel. And no, thanks to NVIDIA not buying out ARM, you don't get to call yourselves a CPU manufacturer. Sorry, NVIDIA. Technology has made huge leaps recently, and it's super exciting because one will be better, then the other one will be better, then the other. It's a leapfrog effect, and this is great for consumers. And whatever's best for you right now, that suits your needs, suits your budget, that's what you should get, because you can be reasonably sure it's going to be good, very good, because of the leapfrog effect. In general, right now, Intel is in charge. Now, AMD is coming out with some new stuff. Late summer. If you want to wait that long and you really like AMD, go for it. We'll be here, still making videos. I'll do my best in this time to keep you guys up to date as to which is the best stuff right now. We're going to look at several different price points, of course, because not all you guys have the same budgets. And whatever budget you got is fine. If you're at around $1,000 to $1,200, cool. If you're at $2,000, awesome. If you're at unlimited budget, I mean, just that's awesome for you too. Whatever your budget is, we can try to find you something that's right for you. And there are some very compelling options out there right now that have just popped up, and I'm super excited to show them to you. So we'll get into those after the disclaimers. First disclaimer is that this video is recorded for Sunday, February 20th, 2022. Some of the information you see here, as in prices and availability, will change and change very quickly. That's normal, that's the market, that's how everything works right now. Don't let it get you down, because you can always come to the stream Sunday, Tuesday, or Thursday over at twitch.tv/Breathorn around 8 p.m. Central, and I can help you find something one-on-one. Now, the next thing is I'm going to throw in a lot of opinions here because I have them. I've been into computers for about 25 years now. Well, since I was a kid. I've been building computers about 25 years now. And you form opinions when you do a thing and you're really passionate about it. So any disagreements, any conflicting opinions, it's totally fine. That's normal. Put them in the description below, politely, if you don't mind, or join the Discord, which is also linked in the description below for the Tech Discussions channel, or Tech Questions channel if you have questions there, @Techie. Add @Techie if you're going to put a tech question there. Or come to the stream, as I mentioned. Let's discuss. It's awesome. And the last disclaimer real quick is, of course, you know what it is to buy stuff. Sometimes the stuff doesn't work when you get it. Don't panic. Actually, that was number 5 of the 5 things you don't want to do when you get a pre-built PC. Check that video out. We just released it last week, and it's I think it's pretty good. Don't panic. If something goes wrong and it's not quite working, do not panic. If you're planning on getting a pre-built PC, you might want to know those 5 things. That's linked right here. Go check it out. So getting into this, we're going to go back to the old school because we are old fools who are so cool. We're going to start with iBUYPOWER. Now, there's a little bit of shenanigans going on at iBUYPOWER with certain systems. And I'm going to point that out to you guys. But man, they're coming through. What I like to look at most with iBUYPOWER are their same-day ready systems, okay? Now, same-day ready systems are usually a great value for the parts that you're getting, usually the core components, processor and GPU, where there are some corners cut elsewhere in order to keep prices down, and they'll generally use specific cases made for iBUYPOWER that don't always have the best airflow. But there's ways around that. Don't you worry. The main thing is you're getting parts put together. It's a computer that works, and it comes with a 3 years labor, 1 year parts warranty. And everything comes packed very securely, unlike some videos you may have seen online. Those were purchased elsewhere, not directly from iBUYPOWER.
Oh, that sounds good. Wow, that's crazy. What is it? Assembled from tested components, complete system not tested. No, you don't say. So that hole, that's supposed to have a screw in it. The motherboard's not even in. HDMI completely obstructed. USB is unusable here.
I always recommend buying directly from the system integrator and avoiding third-party retailers, okay? If we look here, they got just, hold on, I'm just gonna do this. Look at this list of PCs they have available right now, ready to ship. And when I say ready to ship, when they say that, they mean if you purchased today, Sunday, 20th of February, 2022, you would get it by Thursday, February 24th. That's 4 days it'd be at your doorstep. And that shipping is free right now because guess what? It is President's Day. Also, they have both same-day ready discounts running right now, which is why I wanted to get back to these when I hadn't talked about them for a bit. That is RDY for any system $1,000 and up to get $50 off, or RDY 100 for anything $2,000 and up to get $100 off. Don't forget that. Out of all of these, 3 systems that kind of caught my eye. First off was this one here for $13.99. Of course, that'd be $50 additionally off with code RDY. And it has a Ryzen 5 3600 on a B550 motherboard, full sized, and an RTX 3060. That's right, a 30 series GPU. There you go. And it's not the 3050. So 12 gigs of RAM in dual channel configuration, 1 terabyte M.2, and a 120mm all-in-one liquid cooler. Now, this would be a pretty good deal. 3600 can still game just fine, 6 cores, 12 threads. However, this is only $50 off the original price, whereas this one is $250 off the original price, making it also $13.99, and it has a Ryzen 5 5600X and a 3060. Which one should you choose? I don't know. This one right here, that one. Obviously. Anyway, I will point out that the storage configuration is different with, instead of having a 1 terabyte M.2 drive as your only storage drive, and you can add on more, this one has a 500 gig M.2 drive for your boot drive where Windows lives, and you can put a few of your more important programs there, and a 1 terabyte mechanical hard drive, which is slower. Keep in mind that won't affect your frame rates, just your load times if you're putting your games on the 1 terabyte hard drive. I was expecting storage prices to skyrocket with the incident that happened with some of the industry leaders in NAND flash losing a whole bunch of it to some contamination in the fabrication process. However, a lot of storage options out there are from previous stock, where they paid previous prices to the distributor, so there's plenty of cheap storage still out there you can add in yourself. Now, the next one I want to show you is this. This is the Height Revolt 3 case from Height, who is part of iBUYPOWER. This case has been reviewed very well as being quite a good small form factor case by Gamers Nexus, Bitwit, several different tech tubers have talked about this and talked about this is a solid case. The components will generate quite a bit of heat. For $2,300, which by the way, you get $100 off if you use code RDY100. So you get Core i7-12700KF and a 3070 Ti with a Z690 DDR4 ITX motherboard, has to be ITX to fit in there. And this little case right here, which is perforated on all sides for airflow, can fit a 240mm AIO in there. It does have 16 gigs of RAM, which could be more. If you play like Escape from Tarkov, you're gonna want 32. Small form factor, it even has a carrying handle on top. Come on, this thing is awesome. 1 terabyte M.2 drive, cool. You know, you may be able to put another one on that ITX motherboard. Now, this is a legitimate concern with this system. And this is something that happens with small form factor systems. You sometimes have to undervolt your GPU or your CPU because small form factor power supplies, well, the 1000 watt ones and 850 watt ones can be more expensive. This one has pre-installed, of course, and a 700 watt 80 plus gold fully modular SFX-L power supply. 700 watts is 50 watts short of what NVIDIA recommends for the 3070 Ti. I would see this as a blunder for this build and a blemish on an otherwise very compelling purchase, especially because those recommendations from NVIDIA were made before 12th gen Intel was released. 12th gen Intel K-SKU processors can turbo for unlimited amounts of time. That could be a problem if you're also power spiking on a GPU. So they hopefully have already undervolted the GPU, which would run fine, by the way, and also would help with thermals. But that's something to know going into this. Of course, you could always swap out the power supply if you're comfortable with that. Get yourself a 1000 watt one, and you're more than covered. Just know that before you add it to cart and do all that stuff, okay? And finally, this one. This is a doozy right here. A lot of these systems, they cut some corners in order to get the price that they do. However, you see this one is nearly $4,000. Of course, $100 off, RDY 100. But you have to look at the details here. First off, they're actually using a fantastic case, the Lian Li Lancool 2 Mesh, one of my favorite cases on the market. It's actually the case that the giveaway PC is going to be built in. By the way, guys, I hope you remember to join the giveaway. The link's in the description. The giveaway PC will be built live on Twitch by Artesian Builds on the 28th of February, around, I think, 8 p.m. Central. Don't miss it. Don't miss joining in for that giveaway. I want to give you a PC. But yeah, it's an awesome case. I love this case. Great airflow, great build quality. And then you have the Core i9-12900KF. Basically the best, most powerful gaming CPU on the market right now. A Z690 DDR5 motherboard. So this does have 32 gigs of 6,000 megatransfers per second, or megahertz, DDR5. That's not even entry-level DDR5, 6,000 megahertz, okay? A 2 terabyte M.2 drive, doesn't say whether it's Gen 4 or not, and an RTX 3080 Ti, and a 360mm all-in-one liquid cooler. They really did not skip anything here. Not a bad option, except for one problem. One big problem. What kind of power supply does this have? Do you guys see it? Because I don't see it. And that bugs the heck out of me. Because this system right here is going to need gobs of power. And if this thing doesn't have 1,000 or 1,200 watt power supply, you're kind of wasting your money on all these super high performance parts. What happened here? Come on, guys. Is it low powered? Is it 750? Is it a 750 watt? Oh man, that would not be cool. So let us know. And if it's 750 watt, just go ahead and put in 1,000 watt and then put that up here. And we're good. We're good. We're good. Now, one system I mentioned earlier is missing. One that I've been waiting for them to have as a ready system. And it's one that I've been really excited about for a budget gaming PC. That is a system with a 12100, an Intel 12th gen 12100, and a 3050, an RTX 3050. Now, we all know the RTX 3050 has been vastly overpriced on the market. It's supposed to be at, what, $250 suggested MSRP, and they're selling for like 500 bucks. The NVIDIA tax is real, guys. However, I found the system I was wanting to find, but I didn't find it here. I found it at CyberPower. This system right here is actually pretty rad. It has the i3 12100F and the B660 AC Wi-Fi motherboard, so it has Wi-Fi, and an RTX 3050 for $899. Basically, $300 or $400 more bucks than just the GPU itself on the open market. That's crazy. And this case, it looks like it doesn't have much airflow, but then if you take a closer look at it, you'll find that there is side intake that they, of course, because it's CyberPower, have set up as exhausts. Come on. Now, this does have openings in the top, so this is going to be a negative pressure setup, and it's going to draw fresh air from the top, which makes no sense. Just know that for as good of a deal as this thing is, you're going to have to work on it a bit. You'll need to change those fans around to be intake fans on the side, maybe add a few in the top for exhaust, and you will be golden. 1 terabyte M.2 drive. I mean, come on, this thing is awesome, okay? And it ships out next business day. So if you have a budget of under $1,000, we have finally found something that I believe will work for you. Now, the 3050 is like less powerful than a 2060, but DLSS. And they didn't go the route of the 6500 XT. This has 8 gigs of VRAM, and it's full PCIe Gen 4 X16. They're all on DLSS, and you will have an amazing gaming experience at 1080p with this system. Now, let's go somewhere we haven't gone for a while. Let's go to NZXT Build. Now, I do want to caution you, we just had someone from the community that joined recently, say that they had to RMA their PC twice back to NZXT Build, the second time just for refund. Because the first RMA didn't RMA hard enough, I guess, and didn't fix the problem. And if you do want to get a deep dive sort of on a secret shopper thing, Gamers Nexus did a secret shopper on NZXT Build and checked their customer support when they just sort of pulled something out. They're like, all right, let's see how they handle this. And it was really bad. So hopefully NZXT is, not telling people to tear apart their cases and that airflow is a mean, because they have an airflow case now. Maybe they're cleaning up their act. Maybe. Let's look at this build. Here we have a Core i5 12600K on a Gigabyte Z690 UD with AX Wi-Fi DDR4. We've got 32 gigs of DDR4 3200 megahertz. In the H510 Flow, you can choose black or white. They seem to have both in stock. With a Kraken X63, that's a 280 millimeter all-in-one liquid cooler, and an RTX 3070 Ti, the Gigabyte Gaming OC. And I used to praise them very highly for this. In fact, that they'll actually tell you which GPU they have. Power supply 850 watt gold, fully modular, 1 terabyte Western Digital SN570, and that's your build right there. And it comes out to $23.91. That's a good price from what we've been seeing. I am planning some content where I'm doing a little bit more investigative stuff into certain system integrators. If I'm hearing bad stuff about it, I'm going to look into it myself. So get subscribed if you want to see stuff like that. We're going to be doing system integrator profiles with interviews, positive, this is more on the positive side to show you some of the people behind the websites and the computers. And we've got PC reviews, PCs being sent in to be reviewed. Get subscribed, guys. Really, really cool content for 2022. So let's actually, because iBUYPOWER is having a better track record with this, by our own reporting from our own community members. Let's take a look at this custom build I did there real quick. Now, there's little things that I did. I'll link this build in the description. This one, I switched to the mechanical keyboard for $5 and took off the cheap $5 keyboard that comes by default. You just go down there and you click on it. You won't have to, because I've already done it for you. It's $10 off right now for the best case, one of the best cases on the market, the Langcool 2 Mesh. So of course we chose that. And this one has a 12, you know what, to give it a better price comparison, we could go 12,600, but right now the 12,700 KF is about the same price. It's $100 off. So 12,700 KF with a 360 millimeter all-in-one liquid cooler that would go on the front of this case. And it's a free upgrade right now from the 16 gigs DDR4 3200 to get DDR4 3600 RGB memory. And for the GPU, right now there's a free upgrade from the 3070 to the 3070 Ti. All of these deals, plus free shipping, because it's President's Day. And we went with a Gigabyte Z690 UD-AX. This is a great motherboard for DDR4 12th gen Intel, and 850 watt Corsair RM850X. So we're going 100 watts above the recommended power supply. And then we went with the Western Digital Blue SN570. And then coming down here, never forget this. By the way, this is where you click off of the cheap keyboard to get the nice Mech 3, which would normally be $40. Get it for $5 up at the top of the thing. I already did that for you. And there's even a $12 gaming mouse that you can get instead of the Ares M2, which is a pretty cheap feeling mouse, to be fair. That's up at the top as well. And then here, we always do this. We always click to get the extra packing material. This is included by default with a same-day ready system, but you have to pay $19 extra to get the Instapack to hold your GPU in place if you're getting a custom system. Looks like the Ronda Rousey code still works, so use code RONDA, R-O-N-D-A, and you get $125 off. That makes this $23.95, only about $50 more than the NZXT one. We're gonna take a look at a couple more little things real quick to make sure this isn't, I just wanna give you guys some more options. Let's take a quick look through the Origin customizer here, the configurator, okay? I just wanna take a quick run through this. I haven't given Origin much the time of the day. Let's give them a try. You can choose a free option here, or actual Corsair parts. Gee, guys, can you talk about your allegiances any louder? No, they can't. Free ground shipping is included, but you can pay an additional fee to get your system shipped to you in a wooden crate, like you've seen on Linus Tech Tips and all that. So this is default with an 11700K, and we're not going that route because we can get a 12700K for $60 more, or a 12600K for $90 less. If you're gonna be focusing on more streaming, doing video editing, things like that, jump up to the 12700K. So we're going with a DDR5 motherboard with Wi-Fi, MSI Pro Z690A. You can go for a higher end one if you want, but this one should be fine. Now we come, of course, to the RAM. And if you want to, Dominator Platinum for only $37. This is expensive memory. And every system integrator, it's super expensive if they even have it. I would just do that. That's a deal. We got a 240 here and we have a 360. If you go 360, they put that on the front. If you go 240, they put it on the top. And of course, you have all the Corsair fan options. I don't know what is happening with the GPU pricing at Origin PC, because Radeon cards look pretty expensive and NVIDIA cards are super cheap. Like, look, it is $87 more to go with the 3060 Ti from the 3060, but it's the same amount to go with the 3070, meaning it is a $0 upgrade to go from 3060 Ti to 3070. And it's only $52 more to go with the 3070 Ti. But overall, the system price in general is $2773. So they're making their money somewhere, that's for sure. But remember, this is a DDR5 system. The other ones we've been talking about are DDR4. Now, you watch out for your defaults. This is coming with a 240 gig M.2 drive. But you can go with a 1TB MP 600 core Gen 4 drive for $111. Only $37 to go with an 850. But $136 to go with a 1000. So let's go 850. You can choose white or black. If you've been wanting to have the Origin name on your system for a while, I'll go ahead and save this configuration and put it in a link in the description. I'm not connected with Origin PC or anything like that. I don't have a discount code for you with my name on it or whatever. But to be honest, I was expecting it to be more expensive. Now, I mentioned Build Redux before. Now, Build Redux, I have my gripes with them because it's not that difficult to stock a few different cases, but the way that they're able to price things so ridiculously low for higher end, mid to high end systems is because they only have, you can use any case you want as long as it's a Black Cooler Master TD500. And you can have any motherboard you want, as long as it's the exact one they want to give you, and you don't really know which one that's going to be. The only customization you have here is choosing your GPU, the processor, the memory, the storage, and whether or not you have Windows installed on there. Now, that will save you $109 if you're going to have Windows not installed. If you do want to have it installed, you can, because you're saving so much on the other components of this system. It's pretty ridiculous. 12600K, 3060 Ti, 32 gigs of RAM, and a 1TB M.2 drive for $1,900 in a high airflow case. The downside here is if you get the 12600K, they are going to give you a Z690 motherboard, but you're only getting a Hyper 212, Cooler Master Hyper 212. Now that's okay for 12600K. I would want to see better cooling, but however, a Hyper 212 can do really well in a high airflow case. But if you go in and you choose instead 12700K, it raises the price more than just the $100 to 2042, because you'll then get the 240mm all-in-one liquid cooler. That is more overall fans for your case, that is better cooling, higher thermal capacity, all of that. And that is including Windows 11 Home and with a USB recovery drive, and it's $2,042. I mean, that price is really good. So yeah, the great prices here though. So you can go with a 3080 for $450 more. There you go, 2552, 3080, 12700K. That's a really good price. And the last one here, since I mentioned them, of course, is gonna be AVAdirect. And there's only one doubt that I have on this super budget system here, 1231, for an actual custom built system like the one that you have with CyberPower. But we actually have a Fantex Eclipse P400A digital case, so a much higher airflow case. ASUS Prime B660 Plus D4 went with a 12400F, not a 12100, but a 12400. The one doubt on this system that I have is this delayed shipping on the 3050. I still don't have an idea of what that means, because I still haven't heard from anybody from AVAdirect. Guys, reach out to me, talk to me. I want to know what's up. I want to know what's going on with you guys. I want to know what these labels mean. You have a great configurator. There's a lot going on here that I like. You know, we got a 750 watt power supply. Now this has a laminar fan, the new laminar coolers from Intel. Still, the jury is still out on those. And 1 terabyte Intel 660p. And of course, you get unactivated Windows, so you can get Windows for 15 bucks. That's right here. Just don't pick any one of these. They'll send it with the latest Windows Home trial. That means the latest Windows is 11, and it would be Home. So you know you need to get a key for Windows 11 Home, about 20 bucks or so. That's going to be $1279. There you have it. I'll have that linked in the description below, of course. There is one system that I have to tell you guys about. Someone very lucky is going to get this one. And no, it's not the giveaway PC. Make sure you join the giveaway, guys. That thing's going to be rad. But no, this is one of a kind. I've talked about Alexander PCs a lot because they are a boutique builder. They are a smaller system integrator, and there's passion there, there's ingenuity, there's imagination there, and also a lifetime warranty there. But there are, at times, there's a reason to keep an eye on these guys. There will be one-off builds with one of one in the world hand-painted art in awesome themes. Now, you can ask them to paint something you want on any system you want, and it's like clear-coated and sealed. You could just scratch at it with your fingernails and it would not come off or scratch. Don't do that though. Show some respect. But this one was recently reconfigured to have a 12900K, and it has a Strix 3080, and it is a Gundam themed build, and oh, how glorious that art is. Their artist, their in-house artists, is amazing. Matt, you're awesome, dude. All right, mate. He's Australian. So Matt the Aussie, an Australian artist who came to America to work for Disney, do art for Disney, now does art in-house for Alexander PCs. And there is touches, details all over the place. Look at this. Only one in the world like this, and all the other components are top notch. It's not just a 3080, it's a Strix 3080. Higher frequencies, better cooling solution. Everything that they could improve on this, they did. And it's a 12900K and a 3080 with the ASUS Prime Z690A, which looks by default very Gundam-esque right there. If you look at the details there, it's beautiful. So for those of you who are like, that's too expensive for a one-of-a-kind, basically art installation / rad gaming PC, that's totally fine. That just means it's not up your alley. It's not your thing. That's totally fine. Someone put hours and hours of work, hard work into this, and there's only one in the world. So if you're a Gundam fan, go for this. They have a firm financing. Shipping is generally included with the price. So is the lifetime warranty you get on this thing. Lifetime parts and labor. I've talked to TJ about this. He means it when he says that. So, who's going to get it? I'll link in the description. Hey, the price is a bit high, but you get 50 bucks off. Put Braithorn as a code. I had to show you guys that. Now, of course, you know, they have some really rad systems more in the mid-range territory. When I've shown these to you before, you can check previous videos, but these are going to be their gaming desktop. I prefer the Intel ones right now, like the Centurion for under $2,000, 12th gen Intel 12600K, 3060 Ti or 3070 on that. The Archon is a version of that with a DDR5 instead of DDR4. They have the Legionnaire, which is 12600K, but on an H670 motherboard. And the Strategos, 12th gen Intel. By the way, the price goes up on this because they got in the 12 gig 3080s, not the 10 gig. All of these systems are lifetime warranted, absolutely rad, out of the box. Everything's updated. No Windows updates are needed. No driver updates are needed. No BIOS updates are needed. NVIDIA drivers, everything. Everything. They won't let us ship it out until everything is ready for you to just plug it in, install your games, and go. All right, guys, that is going to do it for the video today. And of course, don't forget the giveaway ends on the 28th. System will be built live at Artesian Builds stream over at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. And it's going to be so hype. It's a time to celebrate you guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you for everything. So don't forget, and join me on stream tonight, if it's still Sunday, every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, over at twitch.tv/Braithorn around 8 p.m. Central. If you go to the giveaway link, you'll notice that there's a link there, an option there that says, watch Braithorn on Twitch to get you an extra entry. Get to the stream that way, and every stream you can get another entry. Bet you didn't know that, because I never told you, because I didn't know after Vast took over. I had to go look for myself. But yeah, that's going to do it, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments or in the Discord, link below, or on stream. And I can't wait to see you there. But until then, take care.